Welcome back to Kicking It with Caitlin.
Hello, and welcome to whatever episode this is of Kicking It with Caitlin. I'm your host, Caitlin, and I have nothing else to say. We're just gonna get on into it. So for today's episode, I wrote down a very, very, very small amount of notes because I want to see what I can come up with. Like, why not, Okay. So occasionally I'll ask someone close to me, like, what do you think I should talk about in my podcast? I'm just so curious because I don't always get answers on what people have to say or what people are thinking about the questions that I'm asking. So eventually I have to branch out. Oh my gosh, you want to know something gross? Okay. Almost every episode of my podcast, I've drank like Dr. Pepper before it. And I burp through the whole thing. I edit them out, but I burp through the whole thing and I like make myself whenever. Okay, that was that one was too real. It made me really gag. Do y'all ever do that? I do. I almost gagged again. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I already lost track of what I was talking about. I remember. Okay, so yeah. I always burp in the middle of like all my podcasts, like continuously burping throughout the whole podcast. It's disgusting. So I just want you to know that. I don't know why, but I told you anyways. Back to what I was saying, like I asked my brother what he thought I should talk about, and he was he responded with like talk about our family, and I thought that was really boring until I actually thought about it. And I think I have a really unusual family, so I want to talk about it. That's just that. I just think it's something cool that I would like to talk about, so that's why that's the topic today. And I don't know why I'm rambling, but yeah. In my family, well, specifically in my mom's family, the Mendez family, my grandma, her family is ran by the aunts, like, which is our family. I don't know why I worded it like that, but basically the side of the family that we hang out with the most is the Mendez side, and the supreme rulers of that nation, there's rulers because it's all the sisters, and my grandma is one of them. My Aunt Toots, Thaincha, Lawless, Lena. Yeah, okay, so that's the aunts. Like, everyone, of course, we're family. I mean, like, everyone's mom's mom is, in the Trinity. Yeah. It's just like really unusual to me. I have been to a lot of other people's like family parties or family gatherings, whatever they want to call them, before, and I feel like none of them are like mine. None of them at all. I don't even know why I'm burping. Maybe I drink water too fast. But as I was saying, my family is ran by 6 aunts, and everyone who has a kid, which is all of them, their kids all come to our family gatherings. So there's hella people, because I think my Aunt Lena had the fewest amount of children, and no, she doesn't. I lied. No, my Aunt Toots has the fewest amount of children, and it's Toots. My Aunt Toots has the fewest amount of children, and they all show up, and that's like already like 12 to 20 people on that side. So what I'm trying to say is that our family gatherings are very large. They almost always happen at my cousin Elena's house or my cousin B's house. There is at least always 30 to 40 people that show up to this thing. I mean, we're just a big family, and everyone gets invited, because if not everyone gets invited, then somebody gets butthurt, and it's just a mess. So everyone gets invited. The reason that we are all close like that is because all the cousins had children at the same age. So, like, it's just the aunts, the first cousins, the second cousins, the third cousins. I think I'm like, I don't know what gen of cousins I am, but everyone was born like around the same time with the next generation. So there's plenty of people that are your age to talk to. And as far as my little clique goes, I have my cousins, Marielena, Noah, Christian, Matthew, and then I have my brother. Like we were always together, and we were always taken care of by our grandmas because all of our parents were at work, and we basically went to grandma daycare. All of us were terrible, except for Noah. Noah was always well behaved because he always got his ass beat if he acted otherwise, but my grandma was too old. She couldn't catch me if I ran. So only Noah's grandma was fast enough, and he would get his ass beat. So Noah was good. But literally, it was like, we were so bad. We were so bad, and there was all six. Okay, hold on, let me count again. So there was like six kids, and there was 2 or 3 adults that were taking care of all of us, all the same age. And we were bad. We were real bad. Like I said, like I used to run from my grandma whenever I would have to get a spanking, but it never worked out in my favor. I was just a runner. I'd even run from my parents. Like I would run. I made the spanking so much worse than what it originally would have been. Like I used to run. I used to, and like it was so scary. Like I'd be running and I'd be crying, and I'm like, no. I hate kids. I would laugh so hard if I could see myself do that. Like it would be the best laugh of my life. I'd probably use the bathroom in my pants. Like there'd definitely be snot coming out, tears coming out. I'd shit my pants and pee my pants at the same time, and then I'd start throwing up. Like I would laugh that hard at seeing little me screaming and running from getting her ass beat. Ugh. I don't know. I just have like kid jokes are the funniest to me. I hate kids. Back to the story. So we were all mischief makers, and since there was like 6 of us and 2 to 3 adults, we would run that shit. I mean, yes, we would listen to them, but we weren't always being cooperative. So that's why we got in trouble. But we listened in public. We did not listen to them in private, though. So that's what's probably embarrassing to our grandparents. But I guess that's just how we rolled as a group. I remember there's a couple specific, like, hangouts that I remember. Back in the day, we used to hold all of our events at, like, B's house. And the 6 of us would come. And then our parents and their siblings. So there was like hella people there. And one time someone was pregnant, and I don't think they were part of our family. They were just like a friend, and we just all showed up for support. Because I mean, if B's having something at her house, we're showing up. Like we just always hung out. So I don't even remember whose baby shower it was. It was probably some random lady. And they had one of those punch bowls, right? Well, because our dads weren't there, it was just like the mom, since it was a baby shower, and then the kids. We drank so much of that punch. And I swear that shit was jungle juice. Like, that was the mommy version of jungle juice. And we didn't know we weren't supposed to drink that because we always served ourselves. It didn't matter how old we were or how young we were. We always served ourselves because our grandmothers were not serving us. Like they served their husbands, and they served nobody else. If you're capable, you're going to figure it out. So we were just getting our fix, and I don't remember much from that day, but I was like, there's alcohol in here. I probably blacked out. That was my first blackout. Another story that I think is really funny is that once we got a little bit older, like I want to say 10 or 12, we started to understand the concept of hide and go seek. And that was our favorite game. Like, that was our favorite game because we could play hide and go seek inside or outside. And then we could use both inside and outside to hide. Like, hide and go seek took up a lot of our time. Another one we really liked was tag. And then we loved playing the Wii. But if we were outside, we were most likely playing tag or hide and go seek. So I think it was like Christmas, I want to say, and we were playing hide and go seek only inside of the house. And because all 6 of us always played hide and go seek, we knew where all the good spots were. So we had to be clever. I decided to hide under one of those like train kits. Like, you know, back in the day, they used to have like this wooden table. And it used to have train pieces underneath the cover. And then on top, you're supposed to put the train and then let it go around. Or like they used to have them at dentist office where you can put Legos on top of it and just like build something. Yeah, so it was like kind of like that table. But since it's made for little people, it was really small. Like the legs were short. B's table had like a small itty bitty cutout where the legs were. So for the most part, you couldn't see what was happening under the legs. It was like a table that you couldn't see under, basically. I don't know how I fit my scrawny ass in there, but I fit it under there. And one thing about me is that once I start giggling, I cannot stop. And also, I laugh when I'm nervous, and I talk a lot when I'm nervous. I always lost hide and go seek because I would be so nervous that they're going to find me. And I used to bust out laughing whenever I was hiding like in the closet and I could see them walking by or I could see their shadow. Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but I just think that shit is so funny. Ugh, that's something that they used to like tell me, no, hide somewhere else. Because I'd lose the game for everyone. I don't know. I just think it's so funny. Back to the story. I was hiding underneath the train set, and I remember, it's even funny to me now. I remember I was the last one to be found, and my cousins were walking in and out of the house, yelling my name, and trying to find me, and they're asking all the adults where KK was. That's my nickname. My family nickname is KK. No one else were to call me that. I'll slit your throat. Don't call me that. But I finally like couldn't hold my laughter and I threw my head forward to laugh and I knocked my front tooth out. Oh my gosh. It was, I knocked my front tooth out. And then I was struggling because the tooth fell to the back of my throat. But I had to lift up the table to get out of there. But also at the same time, no one knew I was under the table. So when I started lifting the table up and crying, they thought it was like a monster. So my cousins ran away and they didn't help me. And I had to figure that shit out by myself. I just remember real vividly throwing my head forward and knocking my front tooth out. Another story that I remember is, it's not, okay, hold on. Another thing that happened in my childhood was that, you know, since there's the 6 of us, someone has to be the leader. Me being me, not being able to shut my mouth, I would always argue the whole time with my cousin Noah. It didn't matter what it was. Like, if we were to argue if people are red or green, and I knew they were green and he knew they were red, we would just argue. Like, we would argue nonstop. We were always bickering back and forth. We don't do it as much anymore, but we always argue. I don't know why I put the leader part in. I don't know. I'm just talking about my ass. Okay, yes, there was a reason. So one time, again, we were playing hide and go seek, right? So the TV faced the side of the hallway, and then the furniture was in the middle of the room, which left a behind portion of the room to where people can see us. Me and Noah were hiding together in hide and go seek. And I guess he stood up to like maybe run to another hiding spot or run away from me, because we all knew that if the seeker walked by, I would bust out laughing. I'm really not sure why he was moving, but what ended up happening is that he slit his head open on the freaking furniture. I remember he grabbed his head and he just like grabbed it real quick. He didn't take his hand off. And I remember he looked at me and he was like, "Do not tell my mom." Oh my gosh. I was fine until he took his hand off his head and his hand was full of blood. And I was screaming. I thought my cousin, my arguing buddy, was going to die. And of course, my dad was sitting there and he ran over because I'm freaking screaming. I think my cousin's going to freaking die. And I remember everyone made such a big deal out of it. A, because I screamed at the top of my lungs. And B, because Noah's head was bleeding. I think he had to get like staples or stitches. I don't know. I don't really know what he ended up getting since we were so young. But I remember Noah was so mad at me. Oh my gosh. He was so mad. But I was just like, my favorite cousin's gonna die. You know? One thing that I do want to point out is that I think about this often. We were basically all raised by the same environment, aside from the schools we went to. Noah, Christian, and Matthew went to Aikens. I went to Hayes, and Marilena went to Lehman. So we went through schooling different, but we all spent every week together, and we just grew up together, and we are all so different. I just think it's so crazy. Like, I do not think in any which way any of us vote the same. We approach things completely differently. Like, we're so different after spending so much time together. I just think that that's so weird. Okay, I'm done telling you about my family because I think I already said TMI. I shared some heartfelt memories with y'all. And yeah, that's it. I'm not talking about that anymore. I didn't really want to talk about this trend because I don't want to be like, oh, like, this is what I would do for this trend kind of thing. I don't want to be like a trend reporter or anything like that. So I like prolonged it until it like eased off of TikTok. I'm talking about the Roman Empire. You know, like, these people were asking their partners, like, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And a lot of them would say, oh, at least once a day, once a week, 3 times a day. And it was like, why do you think about those things so often? And I was thinking, you know, just like everyone else, what is my Roman Empire? My Roman Empire. I didn't even have to think about it that hard. Is a zombie apocalypse. I really don't know where my obsession from the zombie apocalypse started because I don't like scary movies. I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies when I was a kid, so I never paid any attention to them. And I don't know what movie it was. It may be like a zombie fanatic. Hell, maybe it was Plants vs. Zombies. I don't know where my obsession with zombies started, but I'm a fucking sucker for that shit. For example, I'm always thinking about it, and I don't consciously think about it. I just think like quick things really fast. Like, at my old gynecologist's office, it was in the middle of downtown on like Medical Parkway or something like that. And it was like a 7-story medical building with like a shit ton of people. And it kind of felt like it was outdated. Every time that I went, there was people on the first floor, but there was never people in the hallway. Like, I swear I never saw anyone in the hallway. And whenever I'd walk through there, I'd be like, I just think in my head, like, oh, this would be a terrible place for a zombie apocalypse to break out at. Like, I say stupid shit like that. And then I also think, like, while I'm driving, like, what if someone comes up beside for me? Where's my knife? Like, someone as in, like, a zombie. Like, I always think about that. And I don't know why. You know, with me thinking about the zombie apocalypse, I'm always thinking like, oh, what can be used as a weapon right here? What is my weapon choice? Do I even want a gun, kind of thing? So as the years have gone by, I've progressed. I have never, ever, never, ever, ever thought that not a zombie, that a gun would be a good choice in the zombie apocalypse. It doesn't matter what kind of zombies we're talking about, World War Z, Walking Dead, The Last of Us, warm bodies, zombies. A gun is not a practical weapon for the zombie apocalypse. Like, a gun should be used only in emergencies. I think that picking a gun in the zombie apocalypse, it just shows that you're ignorant. And it also shows that you don't watch any zombie anything. I mean, here I go. I'm always embarrassing myself on here. Whenever Whenever I'm talking to someone new, I always ask them what their zombie apocalypse weapon choice would be. Oh. I always ask them that. Literally always. And if they say a gun, I don't talk to them. I fully believe that I am going to survive the zombie apocalypse. And I don't mean survive as in like, oh, hurrah, we made the vaccine. Like, if the zombie apocalypse breaks out and I am like of any of these ages, there is no way that they're making the vaccine within the same, I think I'm going to live for a decade, the same decade as me. The decade that it broke out. Like, there is no way. This thing is going on for years. It's not going to be like hundreds of years. Not hundreds of years, but maybe like more than 100. I don't know why I was thinking 100. No, yeah, I was. Yeah. I just don't see us correcting mistakes like that. And I mean us as in the fact that we as humans are definitely going to create the zombies. I don't think it's going to be something that already exists. I don't think it's going to come from an animal. And I don't think it's going to come from fucking space. Like, we as humans are going to make it. And someone's going to get infected. And then we're going to have the outbreak. My weapon choice. Back to that. At first, it was dual wielding swords. Then it was dual wielding machetes. And as of right now, at 22 years old, I think that dual wielding hatchets is the best way to go. Why, you might ask? Oh, I am totally excited to tell you. So, we'll go through a process of elimination. I don't think I can dual wield I don't think I can dual wield swords at all. Like, it has to deal with everything. First of all, I'm already top heavy. I don't think I'm built like an AirPod, but my boobs do hold weight to them, and it's definitely more weight than my ass, but I'm not trying to say I don't have ass. I'm just saying that my boobs are big, okay? And then I have to carry that, like, I don't even know how much swords weigh, but it's at least 55 pounds. Sword? Ain't no way. And you know why I didn't say katana? Before y'all start getting crunk, let me tell you. Let me finish. I didn't say katana because I have a whole other reason for katana. I'm talking about swords because I have to use a broadsword. Anyone who's never wielded a sword before must use a broadsword. Have you ever seen those videos of those people trying to use katanas who don't know how to use them? They can't cut through shit. So you have to know how to use a katana to pick it as your weapon choice in order for you to pick it. I mean, like, any regular person needs to pick a broadsword. Not everyone can be a master sword wielder. They're just going to kill themselves. So yeah, I can't wield swords. I don't know how to. I don't think it will work well for me, so swords are out. Then I was thinking, so like, What is lighter than a sword but gets the job done? Machete. Machete. Yes, that's what I mean. Machetes are great. They're a great pick. They are just great. I mean, like, I could totally see myself using machetes as my second pick, but that's because my first pick is also a tool, not only a weapon. That's the only reason. Also, I think that I would have better aim with a hatchet. I mean, yes, I'm going to be in trouble whenever it's close combat at first, but I think I'll figure it out. Like, if I'm not dual wielding a hatchet, I'll at least always carry 2 on me. But if I'm only wielding 1 hatchet, I think that I will wrap my arm with like a flannel, so to keep like the zombies at bay, but also be close enough for me to kill them. Yeah. This shit always sits in my head, and I always think about it. Like, sometimes whenever I'm listening to Spotify, I'll be like, I have to make sure to download this song, because if the zombie apocalypse breaks out, I would like to listen to it again. I don't know why I think about stuff like that. But I will say that something that I have failed myself in is the prepping. I don't have hatchets. I don't have swords. I don't have machetes. I don't know how to distinguish clean water between dirty water. I don't know how to start a campfire. And I'm definitely not in shape. Like, I am not doing anything well for myself on the prep side. So that's where y'all can shun me at. I really enjoy watching zombie movies and shows. But like I said before, I'm so scared of scary movies. Like, Emily likes scary movies, and if she's not talking to a guy, she'll tell me to go to the scary movie with her. And, you know, I love spending time with Emily, so I'm like, sure, we can go. I also really love going to the movies, but I fucking hate scary movies. And, it's starting to give me the chills just thinking about it. Last time I went to the movies, we watched like Insidious. I think it was called The Red Door. And it really wasn't that scary, but it gave me nightmares for so long. Like, it at least gave me nightmares for 2 weeks. I'm scared as fuck of shit like that. But yeah, I'm scared of scary movies. And since I don't watch a whole bunch of scary movies and I avoid, exercising my fear emotion, I am so anxious about jump scares. For example, y'all ever seen Boo Medea? I screamed at the top of my lungs in the movie theater. I'm scared of scary movies, but I don't scream or I don't make any noise. Like, if I get scared, I just like jolt back real quick because I'm embarrassed to make noise, and I fucking scream my lungs out in Boo Medea. Boo Medea is a fucking comedy. So now that you're laughing at me, at least I can tell you multiple people jumped in Boo Medea, because I don't know who goes to the attic, but someone goes to the attic and then a clown like just jumps out of nowhere and scares whoever's there. I think it's the guy. I forgot what his name is. It's Uncle something, but he jumps back and he screams. Well, he doesn't scream. It just kind of goes like boom. I don't know. It makes a sound effect, and I scream so loud. My mom started busting out laughing. Ugh. I was so embarrassed because my fucking brother was laughing too. He was like doing that douchebag laugh where it's quiet, but my mom was howling at me, screaming. Ugh. So sometimes I have to watch zombie movies at like a minimum because I get really scared. Just like that episode of The Last of Us, whenever they're in the gift store. No, not the gift store. The closet store, when she's showing her the mall. I was like sitting there shaking with my blanket above my eyes the whole time. And the captions were on. For zombie movies or in zombie anything, I have to have the captions on because then I know what's coming. Because it'll be like, zombie groaning, and I'll be like, okay, it's coming. Because before, I was so scared. Like in The Last of Us, they're actually the reason why I started doing that exact episode. I was just like, I was not watching any of the episode because I was so scared about the jump scare because we never saw where the zombie was at in the mall. So I was taking precautions. What kind of zombies do I even have in mind for the zombie apocalypse? And to be honest, I don't know. Out of The Last of Us, The Walking Dead, Warm Bodies, and recently I started watching Black Summer. These are just like movies off the top of my head. Or like World War Z zombies. I really, really hope that we have The Walking Dead walkers. I don't want the Last of Us zombies because did y'all see that mutated one and the clicker? No. I'm so sorry, but I will not be surviving if that is us. Like, I will try my very hardest, and I'll probably survive like for a couple years, but zombies will be the death of me in that one. And Warm Bodies, those zombies aren't realistic because, like, yes, they're still zombies and they're still scared of them, but they were so freaking like not zombie like. They weren't aggressive zombies. So I think that if we had zombies so easy like that, then we wouldn't have a long zombie apocalypse and I would miss out on experiencing it. So I don't want those either. As of recently, I started watching the show Black Summer because my script writing professor showed us a pilot and I like it. I don't like it more than The Last of Us. That's my favorite zombie series. But I know it's also a game adaptation. That's just my favorite one. And that's The Walking Dead. But I also really like Black Summer. I guess it's not in The Walking Dead. I just haven't seen enough of Black Summer to rate it above The Walking Dead because The Walking Dead has so many seasons. So Black Summer is number 3 right now. But basically, we follow multiple different people's stories experiencing the zombie apocalypse like 6 weeks after it's already been announced, and we're in like the suburban area. Those are the exact words from my professor. I am not the one who can describe it like that. But this side of the zombie apocalypse shows what humans look like existing with these things after like the initial outbreak. Because I feel like we always see like, boom, like the initial outbreak. And like shit hits the fan. Someone who we thought was going to be a main character dies. Like, that's always how it goes. And then it automatically fast forwards to like them already living with the zombies and not them adapting to them. So I really like that this series shows like them adapting to it. But also in the series, if you die, you become a zombie because I guess their zombie apocalypse is airborne. I don't wish for ours to be airborne, but if it is, precautions can be taken. Their apocalypse is airborne, so old people are automatically going to turn into a zombie, and people who are bitten by zombies are turned into a zombie. And if you die like in a car wreck, like one of the episodes, you turn into a zombie. So if you die from any way aside from a bullet to the head, you're going to be a zombie. I don't like these zombies because they're fast and they're focused. These zombies do not sway away very easily. Like 1 second you'll think that, oh, he got him, he's around the car, he's around the building. No, these ones will follow you like for a freaking mile. And there's this one episode where they're all stuck inside of a diner because of whatever reason. And there was 2 zombies outside. They were there for like almost not a week, but it was like 3 or 4 episodes long. They were there for that long, and the zombies never lost their focus on their food inside the cafe. Like, they don't just wander off. They're smart. So I don't want those zombies either. Next on the agenda, I want to talk about the block button. The block button. Honestly, it's my favorite button. Out of report, ignore, or block, I block. Before, I was really timid to block people, and I was timid to remove people, and, you know, like, I don't know, like, I just would avoid unfollowing, removing, and blocking people because I was scared about what they would say to me in real life. But now I don't care. I mean, 9 out of 10 times, you're not going to see the person who you are viewing on social media, at least for me. I keep my circle very small, and I don't really reach out to people, so you're not going to see them. But I was really worried about that. So I followed people who I didn't like, and I always kept them. I never blocked them, so they could always message me or whatever. And I had to see their shit. There was this one tweet a long time ago, as in probably like 2019, 2020. No, it was definitely like 2020, because I was out of high school and I finally grasped the concept. I don't remember exactly what it said, but I remember it saying, like, don't let people be ugly to you on the phone that you own. Block that bitch. That isn't a really deep quote, but it resonated with me. Why are you going to sit here and let someone text you ugly, harass you on social media, or you have to continuously see this person's post on your phone that you control? Every app has the block button. There's no reason why you shouldn't use it. The only way that they would find out that you blocked them is because they specifically looked you up because they noticed an activity. The only way for them to figure out that they're blocked is to look up your profile, and you have to, like, it's not even look up your profile, because if you look up their username, it will have it blacked out and it will be like, this user does not exist or some shit like that. But if they DM'd you in your past, it stays and it just says blocked user. So that's the only way that they would know that you blocked them, unless they're like a random. I'm trying to say, if you're uncomfortable with the way that someone's talking to you, or you don't want to see anyone anymore that's on your phone, just block them. It's really not that big of a deal. Had I had this mentality before, it would have saved me so much shit. Like, it would have saved me time that could have been avoided with the ex meth head. It would have saved me so much harassment and, like, uncomfortable conversations. Because another thing about me is that I hate seeing the red bubbles on my phone, but I'm also a decent person, so I always respond to people. Like, there are some people who I consistently leave on red, and that's because I don't think they're cute, nor do I want to talk to them. So those are the people who I don't find troubling to leave on red, because they're usually like hard eyes, or you're hot, or let me see them titties, something stupid like that, to where I have no connection with them and I feel no need to respond. But, like, people who are being weird towards me, I always respond to them, because I don't know what they have on me, and I don't want anything to happen to me. Or I also feel like defending myself. So I always respond to them. And it's like a lot of back and forth that I could have avoided. Just recently, I blocked this girl. And sorry, y'all, I have to say this girl. I can't use the name because I still go to school with her, so I can't talk that much shit with saying her name, because some of our peers listen, and I don't feel like everyone is trustworthy. So there's this girl who was in my video production 1 class, and me and my friend Erica asked her, like, can you be our actress? And we asked her like a week or 2 before, and we both had her on Instagram. And the day of the shoot comes, and she's like 10-15 minutes late. And we're like, hey, well, I texted her. I was like, hey, where are you at? We're shooting today. You're supposed to be here already. And she was like, oh, I'm feeling sick. I'm not going to make it. Bruh, it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You're just now telling us that you're not going to make it. We could have easily made changes. But then to make it worse, since we have her on Instagram, we're watching her story, and she literally got her hair dyed. Huh? Another thing is that we see her like every day out of the week. So why would she think that we would notice that she was going to get her hair dyed when she missed school anyways? Like, we're going to see it. She shouldn't have lied. She should have just said that She had something else to do and she's sorry she couldn't make it, and she should have told us the second that she made the appointment. I don't know why I corrected her like that, but I have never talked to her since because I didn't like what she did then. But then she wants to be an actress, basically. I don't even understand why she's studying film. She just boils my blood because to me, never mind. Okay, so I just don't understand why she's pursuing film because it seems like all she wants to do is be in front of the camera. So then she should go to theater or acting school. I don't know. But she was basically asking my friend Erica to help her write a screenplay, but Erica told me that it was Erica writing it and she was just gonna, basically get credit for it. But this girl is like a a bodybuilder, and she looks great. Don't get me wrong. Like she is amazing looking, and that's why we even like talked to her to begin with, because she wants to be an actress and her looks, go into that, and she's great in front of the camera. So we saw that as an opportunity to use her since she needed some more in her portfolio. Like, it's a win-win situation. Like, she's the ideal person to have in a shoot. So that's part of networking. Like, I kept her on my phone with her phone number and her Instagram to keep her just in case I needed an actress. That's why I had her in the first place. I don't know why I felt the need to explain that. I'm just overdoing it today. Oh well. Y'all are listening to me blabber anyway, so I might as well just say what I want to. So she was at Central Market and she called Erica fat. All right. Then I unfollowed her because I'm not going to deal with shit like that. Like, she screwed me over once and I was thinking, like, time heals everything. I'm going to keep following her, but I'm just never going to talk to her again. And to this day, she still doesn't understand why we don't like her. And she's just an airhead because I unfollowed her. I never responded her. I keep rewording stuff as if I'm scared that she's going to watch this because I don't want to hurt her feelings, because I think she's just ignorant to the fact of what she did was not a good thing. I don't want to like ruin her day, but like she still did that. So I'm already being nice by saying I'm not going to say her name because this girl is a lot harder to say than just her 5-letter name with one syllable. No, two syllables. This girl. I like saying the name better. Anyways, she like didn't get that we didn't like her. And I unfollowed her after she called Erica fat because Erica's far from fat. Erica's skinnier than me, and I don't think I'm fat, so she ain't fat. Unless you think I'm fat. But still, Erica's smaller than me, so she can't be fat if I'm fat. But I played in a tennis tournament the other day, and she swiped up on my story, and she's like, "Girl, you play? We should play sometime." And I'm like, "Girl, I don't like you. We are not going to play sometime." But I left her on red, and she didn't unsend the message, because whenever that happens to me, I unsend the message. Like, that's embarrassing. Whenever people don't respond to me and they read it and I'm asking them like a genuine question like that, I unsend it. But I was just like, man, I'm tired of seeing this girl. I don't even want her to see my shit, so I blocked her. And you know what? It's been great ever since then. I just told that really long story just to tell you at the end that you need to be blocking people. It's free. It saves your brain. It saves your feelings. Like, just block people. And if they ask you in person, "Why'd you block me?" be like, "Why do you think you deserved it?" Or just be straight up. You post too much. That's that. And I also remove people very quickly on Snapchat or Instagram or anything at all when I find out they have a girlfriend, because realistically, I probably only have a couple friends that I follow on Instagram. Everyone else I think is hot. Or on Snapchat, I think they're hot. Or I see them with potential. The really hot ones get a coochie throb emoji next to their name. So this one is an odd one. I'm going to say his name because I don't give a fuck. So Damien, he's not my friends with benefits. We're not dating. I used to like him. Blah, blah, this, that. I'm really not sure what our relationship is. I wouldn't even say we're friends. He's just Damien. So he posted a TikTok yesterday and it was like, let me pull it up. So he posted a TikTok and it's a picture of a person in a Ghostface uniform, in a Ghostface costume and a Michael Myers costume. Ghostface is labeled psycho and Myers is labeled toxic. And then the next picture is him with his friend labeled psycho and him on the right with toxic. And Damien's such a good looking person. Like, he's a good looking guy. His TikToks always have engagement by women, and I low-key get like jealous. I don't know why, but I always feel the need to comment. I don't know. And I've already told him, like, he swears he's toxic. He thinks it's cute to be toxic. He's not been toxic to me. He's always been like very truthful. But he swears, he's like, oh yeah, I'm toxic to everyone but you. And I'm like, you're not toxic. Like, dude, you're just chilling, right? Well, I texted him and I was like, I said, you're not even toxic, blah, blah. And he said, not with you. We already had this conversation. And I was like, I know he did not just say that. And then he proceeds to send me screenshots of what he said to this girl. So I'm going to read them to you. Damien said, I'm out. I can't hear you. There's loud music. She said, okay, but you left me on red earlier. Still haven't said anything about yesterday. Damien says, okay, I'm not going to chase you. Then she says, and you unadded me. He said, you can do what you want. She said, wow, I regret doing anything with you, honestly. And then he sends her a freaking 8-ball game. So he sent a meme to her with Future reading the book, Why Women Deserve Less. And then she said, thanks, I actually liked you. He said, yeah, I know. She said, then why are you being rude to me and hurting my feelings? He said, it's your fault for loving me. I didn't ask. And she said, okay, ... And he said, I'm making you a better person. Okay, let's all sit here and dissect that. So basically, they've done the dirty together is what I'm getting. Because she said, I regret doing anything with you. Or they at least spend time together. And she's calling him out because he doesn't answer. And then they get into another conversation. And he's being rude to her. And then he's gaslighting her, like saying it's her fault for liking me. And then he proceeds to say, I'm making you a better person, as if him being mean to her is teaching her a lesson. This is so like, that is terrible. First off, I would like to point out there are so many people like that. Not only are there men like that, but there are also a ton of women like that. I don't understand what the point is of these people like leading others on who really want something and then just dropping them off the face of the earth just because you think it's funny. It's not funny. And then you know what? What comes around goes around. So whenever your ideal person comes around and then they drop you, you're going to be sad and you're going to be like, I don't understand why I deserve this. It's because you've been doing it to everyone else. What comes around goes around at least 2 times over. It's just so aggravating. It doesn't even make sense. There is no point in randomly being mean to people. Like, there is no point. It doesn't make you cooler. If anything, it makes it worse. Because if you're talking to someone who's cute, cute people know cute people. And you know what? They probably told everyone what you did. So you're just lowering your chances of actually ending up with a good person. Also, there is no reason to be spreading hate and mean things. Like, no one gains anything from it. No one. And you know what's so crazy is that I don't know why I just thought of this, but so many people do not like me for no reason. I also saw something today saying, like, why do people assume that just because you're dating my ex, I hate you? I don't hate you. It's your turn for all the suffering. I'm just looking at you. Something along those lines. Like, I guess people don't like me because of my exes. I don't know. Because I really don't act out of shape or anything like that. At least not that I know of. And I think I'm pretty self-aware. Like, I don't do anything with malicious intent. For the most part, I just stay in my lane and I don't say anything that I shouldn't say, aside from in public, intoxicated. By that, I mean the bar. After only 2 drinks, because I'm not drunk or anything out in public, but I start getting bold and I start snapping back at people who are rude to me whenever I'm drinking, you know? That's the only time that I'm actually really rude to people, or if someone threatens my mom. That's the only time I'm rude to people. Like, I don't act out without a cause. I'm just not ugly to people, and I don't understand why people do not like me. And there's a lot of people from the Buda Kyle area who just hate me for no reason. Or they won't follow me back on Instagram for no reason. Like, I did nothing to them. Ugh. But all I'm saying is that, like, it doesn't do you any good being mean to anyone. So you might as well just be nice to people, or at least be cordial. Because there's a lot of people now who are just mean and grumpy. Why? There is no reason for that. Why would you make someone's life like hell if you can just be normal and say hi, hello, goodbye, thank you? It's so simple. Okay, I'm doing another story time because honestly, that was all the points that I was going to talk about today, but why not? I keep thinking about kids, and this is what sparked this. Like, I'm not thinking about kids because I want kids. I'm thinking about kids because Drake dropped his new album, and Adonis has, like, you know, I don't even know. I haven't even listened to the album. I don't know. Like, he sings or raps, whatever he does in it, just a little bit, and it's all over TikTok. I do not like that Adonis's mom, Sophie, isn't posted on Drake's Instagram page. Huh? And I say this because Sophie has pictures of Drake and Adonis on her page, and she's like acknowledging that he exists and that he is Adonis's dad. I mean, maybe she does it for publicity. I don't know. But to me, like, I don't see any ill intentions. Like, that is her son's dad. That's that. And coming from the opposite side, Sophie is Adonis's mom. So, like, Sophie wished Drake a happy birthday, and there's no sign of her on his page. And I understand that, like, he wanted to keep everything a secret, but he did the deed, and he always sings all these, like, songs about women and all this and that, like he's the shit, and that he knows how to, like, take care of women sometimes, like, and he knows how to treat a woman right. But, like, literally, you have a baby mama and you don't ever post her, or you don't ever acknowledge her, and then you wanted to keep her a secret. That doesn't make any sense to me. But it low-key reminded me of my ex-boyfriend. I have had one boyfriend in my adult life, and this has been this guy, and I was with him for like probably like a week, but we were talking for like 6-7 months, and the only reason he asked me out, he said, is because I made him. Literally, we were talking for months, and I told him if he didn't want to get serious with me, then I was going to start talking to other people. And so he asked me out. And then he threw it back in my face after I said, why would you ask me out if you weren't going to treat me right? Or some shit like that. Like I just basically asked him why he was going to ask me out if he was not going to act right. And he was like, because you made me. That's some bullshit. Like, I didn't make you. If you didn't want to ask me out, then you should have been okay with me seeing other people. I mean, it showed character. So I don't know why I said that, but I really liked him a lot, and I didn't follow his Instagram, but I did have him on like other social media. I only had him on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, on Snapchat. And everyone knows I hate kids. They know that I don't like kids. And on our first date, I told him, like, I don't want kids. I dislike kids. One random Saturday when we were talking, like, we were, like, basically exclusive, where I work for 10 hours. And back then I didn't get a lunch. So I worked, like, 10 and a half hours straight. And he tells me, like, out of nowhere, hey, I have a kid. Homeboy didn't even say good morning to me. I think I got mad at him because I was like, if you're off, why aren't you answering? You know, or if you're off, why can't we hang out? I hit him with that, right? But in reality, he went to go see his son. And I guess him seeing his son, he was like, oh, crap, I got to tell her I have a kid. And so he texted me the next morning, I guess. I don't know. I didn't get the full story out of it because I didn't really care, because I knew I liked him. And no, I wasn't going to be stepmommy, but I liked him. So I wanted to see at least how far it was going to go. And basically, like, I should have followed his Instagram, but I felt like he was keeping his kid a secret. And I think that that's so wrong. I was with a DILF. And I have crushes on all the DILFs. I don't know, god damn it. All these women got to these good-looking men really quick and then secured them with a baby. Like, that's the problem. I'm not into DILFs. I'm just into good-looking guys. And the good-looking guys have had kids young. So no, I'm not into DILFs. I'm just into good-looking guys who just happen to be DILFs. That includes... Never mind. I'm not going to say that. But you know what? Now that we're talking about him, another thing that itches my brain is that he, like, goes to barber school now, and I study media, and he, like, wanted to be a business person. You know, part of business is marketing, and marketing includes social media. So he would ask me for help sometimes, but he wouldn't take it very seriously, but I would. I'm just adding so much extra shit to the story today. Jesus Christ, I'm just, like, talking to my mom. But from time to time, he'll post, and I'll, like, tell him, like, hey, that was good, or hey, like, why aren't you posting, you know, kind of thing. And, you know, I support him after I followed him back, after I decided that I wasn't that mad at him because I wanted some dick. But honestly, I didn't even sleep with him because he gave me too many icks after I met back up with him, so I did not get dick, and I just learned my lesson. So now we're just kind of friends. But occasionally when my period comes around, I'm like, hey. I don't do that anymore. I'm just kidding. Everyone who I've ever slept with, I've double dipped. Not everyone. Maybe, like, I'm not going to use a fraction, but there's probably, like, only 2 people who I haven't double dipped on, and that's it. The rest of them, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Fuck, where was Oh, yes. So the whole reason that I'm starting to say this is because, like, people always tell you, like, yeah, I'll support you. I know this motherfucker hasn't listened to a single one of my podcasts. And I still like all of his, like, business page pictures, and I still support him, and I'll help him if he needs it. But I know damn well he does not listen to my podcast, and he doesn't like my posts on Instagram, and he just views my TikToks. Like, the least you can do is like. But there's so many people like that. There's people who will always say, oh, I'll support you in anything that you do. And they won't watch a single one of your videos, listen to any of your songs. Like, they always say that, and they never follow through with what they have said. And it's always people, not always, it's almost always people who you're close to, or like that you deserve that from. That shit's weird. The best audience is always the random people on the internet, or people who you don't know that well, and now they know everything about you. Like, they're always your best audience, just like they're always your best clients, like the nobodies, because your friends always want a discount. Like, regardless of if it's business or media or just any kind of support in general, it always comes from people you least expect it from. Speaking of that, I have a friend who, they have a podcast. I've been listening to it, and it is crazy how much you learn from someone just listening to their podcast. Like, I'm talking about Priscilla's podcast, Renacer Podcast. I can't speak Spanish at all, and Priscilla speaks Spanish, so that's her, that's her thing. She can speak it, I can't, so I can only listen to the English episodes, and she has hella episodes out. Like, y'all need to listen to it. And if you speak Spanish, I'm sure she's even better in Spanish, because she's awesome in English and she speaks more Spanish. Like, I know she's telling y'all some cool shit in Spanish while I have to only listen to the English ones, which is kind of sad, but I am just pointing this out because although Priscilla didn't know me like at all, and I didn't know her like in person, like we haven't had these conversations, I feel like I knew so much about her. And it was kind of weird because like I binged all her English episodes, so I knew so much. And I just wanted to give her a hug the next day because of one of the sad stories that she told. But she'd be like, why the fuck is this bitch giving me a hug? Like, it just makes me think that so many people, shut the fuck up. The 11 people who are following me know so much about me now. Like, even Emily is learning so much more about me. If you listening is the equivalent to me showing you the boogers in my nose. Like, you're all up in my business now. You know shit that probably no one should know about me, and that's just how we are. Listen to Renacer Podcast. I'm following them on Instagram. You can find them there. She drops episodes every freaking week. Like, why would you not? And plus, she's really cool. If you're listening all the way through to this podcast and I'm telling you to listen to a podcast, you might as well. If you need help finding it, just look up on Instagram, Renacer Pod. That's her Instagram handle. And it is a picture of a butterfly in black and white. If I've described everything that you're seeing, you're there. Give her podcast a listen. You know, I'm being so random today, but on TikTok, I'm talking about another freaking TikTok trend. Dang it, this is not what I want to become. On TikTok, there is this trend where you live stream you playing Minecraft. Oh my gosh, I fucking love Minecraft. I have loved Minecraft since the day it came out. I remember playing it with Noah. We used to argue about who's going to play it. But whenever I played Minecraft, it was at Noah's house on his Xbox. I think it was like Xbox 360. Because that's when we could play it. We didn't have PCs. I don't even know where Minecraft first came out at. But I remember always playing the trial of Minecraft because our parents were fucking stingy. Even though we had iPods and Xboxes, they never paid for anything aside from the CD. Like, they never let us go live. And even for the free stuff, they'd be like, no, you don't need that. So we had to play the free version of Minecraft, which really wasn't bad. But that was way back whenever the monsters could wake you up during the night. Ugh, that was so long ago. But I have loved Minecraft since that point. I don't know when that was, but it's been a long time. And I remember I wanted nothing but to fit in middle school, like everyone. And I felt like me playing Minecraft was such a freaking deep, dark secret, when in reality, everyone played Minecraft. And I even had like a Twitter when I was really young, and it was under my Minecraft. It was under my Minecraft tag, and I would like follow Captain Sparkles. I would follow Jerome and Stampy, and I would like comment under their posts and be like, who wants to play Minecraft? Because I didn't follow any of like my real friends. No one knew I played Minecraft. Emily didn't know I played Minecraft. Like, I played it in secret for so long. I don't know why I thought it was like a deep, dark secret. I just like never told anyone. And I used to watch like Aya's Cupquake too. Like, I would follow her and be like, who wants to play Minecraft with me? Knowing damn well I couldn't play Minecraft with them. Like, I would just play the single version. I don't know why I was asking people that. Maybe it's when I got like Xbox Live and you could like connect with one other person on Xbox. Maybe that was then. But I played Minecraft for so long. And now that it's coming back, I know it came back during COVID, and apparently people have those phases of their year that they play Minecraft for like 2 weeks straight and then they drop off the face of the earth. I didn't know everyone did that, but I do that at least 3 or 4 times a year. And I'm so glad that it's coming back. Now, it is really cringy how they're doing it. They will set their phone to film their TV, and then they'll put a mirror in front of their TV that shows their face so that they don't have to do anything in like OBS. But some people do their setup in OBS and then upload it to TikTok. But for the most part, like, everyone's just showing themselves playing Xbox Minecraft or PS4 Minecraft, and I always sit there and watch it. I just love Minecraft so much. I honestly think I want to start live streaming Minecraft. I'd probably have to start on the TikTok platform and then go to Twitch, because I need to get people to watch it from TikTok and then go to Twitch, because Twitch ultimately will be the better live, but my exposure will come from TikTok. Yeah, I want to live stream Minecraft. Right now, as an adult, I play with one of my friends, Nick. I buy a 2-player realm and we just like play. We haven't played in a long time. We started playing like, I guess in February of this year. And then we stopped playing during the summer because Nick got an internship and I'm working and going to school. So everything got busy, and then we started seeing each other less. So we haven't played in a while because neither one of us has that much free time. And also our schedules are conflicting and we barely even see each other, which is really sad. But we don't play as much, but we used to play for hours, and we played for consecutive months. Like, I'm sure we're going to get back into our Minecraft funk, but literally we would sit there forever, still as adults, and just play Minecraft. And we always send each other Minecraft memes. If you have any Minecraft memes, just send them my way. I eat that shit up. As far as this episode goes, I think that we have talked about a lot of shit that I didn't plan to talk about, and I've said too much that I shouldn't have. But oh well, meh. We're here. I'm ready here in front of this microphone. You already listened to it. I hope everyone enjoyed that. I think I'm going to have a way better time editing this because I didn't drink Dr. Pepper before. I'm going to drink it after. Let me put you on. Okay. There is this queso at H-E-B, and it's in the cold section. It is above like the sour creams and the cottage cheese. It's with all the refrigerated dips. And it's something Lone Star Cowboys. I don't know. It's like a pre-packaged queso, and it's called jalapeno popper dip. It's queso, but it tastes like jalapeno popper. And the label is red. It's so good. But oh my gosh, I am so gassy afterwards because I am like eating spicy, and then I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper. So I am really, 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 really looking forward to eating that after this. Like, that's exactly what I'm going to do after it. Usually I listen to my pod afterwards. Nah, fuck that. I'm warming up that queso and I'm cracking me open a cold one. Just like another quick thing, I guess. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. Did I say a whole bunch of shit on the do not say board? Yeah, I don't care. That's not my business today. My business is that queso and Dr. Pepper I'm going to get to. That's my business. So I am not going to prolong me getting to that queso. I'm not starving, but I could eat that. That's going to do it. Thanks for listening to this episode. I don't understand how y'all could sit here and listen to me for this long, but I'm really, really, really glad that you're here. And I'm gonna post the picture of the conversations that Damien had with that girl, and I want y'all to tell me how you feel about it. I'll ask y'all the question in the caption, but I'm gonna post that on my Instagram, Kicking It with Caitlin. It's Kicking It W, and it's .Caitlin on Instagram. And please, like, if you don't feel confident enough to say it in the comments, you can DM me, or you can go on my Linktree to the Not Gonna Lie, like, anonymous questioning kind of platform, and you can answer there. If you're gonna answer something that's really aggressive and you don't want to show everyone your aggressive side except for me, go ahead and just drop it in there. But I'm just curious to see what you guys have to say about that. I'm also trying to post more on TikTok. Like, I'm trying to make a meme out of myself for every podcast that I post on TikTok. My TikTok's waifu Caitlin. I'm sorry, I'm not changing that. That's gonna have to stay. I'll make an Instagram I make an Instagram for the podcast, but I'm not gonna make a TikTok for the podcast. Y'all just gonna have to stick with waifu Caitlin for the TikTok. Shit's funny regardless of if it's podcast or if it's just me. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Don't forget, new episodes come out at 8 a.m. every other Thursday. I'll see you not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. Bye!